Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video we are talking about another beautiful variety of succulent called as Xgraptoveria Margaret Rose. Now this is a very easy to grow succulent, that's why I'm putting it in level easy, but you have to give the basic care requirements. Now unfortunately the problem with this variety, what happened is I had taken few of the leaves for propagation before going on the vacation. Unfortunately out of 5 of the leaves, only one happened to survive, and the leaves that I had taken, the place where I had taken the leaves, they are starting to put out a lot of pups, as you can see. Now I had an intention to behead this succulent, but unfortunately I see that there are pups very close to the place where I wanted to give it a cut. I don't know if it's going to be visible. It's a very tiny one, you can see. So I was about to do a beheading, but now I have to wait for some more time. So unfortunately she's not in the best condition right now, but slowly she is recovering. As you can see, there is a new bloom that is coming up, and she is doing a little bit better now. She was getting exposed to a lot of direct afternoon sunlight. I had kept it in a place where it receives a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, but the direction of the sun has changed, and then I didn't realize she was even getting afternoon direct sunlight. So now that she's moved, she's doing a little bit better. But unfortunately out of 5 I lost 4 of the leaves. The only one leaf that I'm left with has also started to put out the pup. Now this is again Xgraptoveria Margaret Rose, but this was kept in indirect bright light. You can see it looks absolutely beautiful. Now this is what I keep talking about, that how succulents tend to change. You can see this is getting morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours and then indirect bright afternoon sunlight. So you can see the major difference, whereas this one is only receiving indirect bright light. Even though both of them are the same succulent, they are in the same place, they are in the same vicinity that they are growing, but it's just the matter of light. The intensity of light is changed, so you can see the major difference between both of them. And this is one of the leaf, as I said, one of the leaf did survive, and you can see it has started to put out the pup as well as roots. It looks absolutely beautiful. So the basic care requirement is you have to ensure that you are giving the correct amount of light. Give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours or indirect bright light. As you can see, if you're going to give morning direct sunlight, this is how the color is going to start to show up. Indirect bright light, the colors are going to be very minimal. Right now it is going to get into its dormant period, because Xgraptoverias go dormant during the summer. Winter was their growing period. If you are a person who tends to add fertilizers, please refrain from adding any fertilizers during the summer period. Soil has to remain the same what we use for our other succulents. The soil has to be loose, porous and well draining. Ensure that you water only when the soil is completely bone dry. Talking about pest attack, it usually does not get affected with pest, but in case if there are any blooms, it could attract aphids. Apart from that, also always do a routine check. You never know where the mealybugs are hiding, so it's always better to be vigilant and keep a check on your succulents. This succulent can be propagated via leaves, just like a lot of Xgraptoverias. They tend to put out a lot of stem. You can do a stem cutting, you can do a beheading, you can separate the offsets once they reach a decent size, or you can do a leaf propagation like this. Now the leaf propagation, all 5 of them would have rooted and put out pups, but unfortunately I wasn't over here, so there wasn't much care given to it. But you can see this one is doing quite well, despite of all the hurdles that it faced, but it has put out the pups, and I think there could be 2 pups on one leaf. This is very common with Xgraptoverias and Echeveria black prince as well. The last video that I made, they tend to put out multiple pups on a single mother leaf. The only problem with such kind of growth is that the pup growth is even more slow. Especially when there are multiple pups on a single leaf, the growth of the pup tends to go even more slower. We all know how slow leaf propagation tends to work. So imagine if it's going to have 2 to 3 pups on each mother leaf, the growth is going to get even more slow. So that is something that I wanted to mention. So that's all about this particular variety. It's a very easy to grow succulent. If you are a beginner, if you are just starting off with succulent, you can definitely add this in your collection. It does not require a lot of care, but you have to just ensure that you're giving the basic care requirements, which is related with soil, watering, sunlight. That is the most important thing. Fertilizers are not the most important thing for succulents. Even if you skip fertilizing or adding nutrients to your succulent soil, it's absolutely fine. I do not add any fertilizers to my succulents and they are doing absolutely fine. This one I am going to keep a close eye on. I want to do a beheading, but I'm just waiting for it to revive completely, and I don't know how the pups are going to grow. For me right now, the health of the succulent is more important than to behead it. It's doing absolutely fine. It is recovering, so I do not want to put it in much stress right now. So that's all about Xgraptoveria Margaret Rose. If you are a beginner, you want to add it in your collection, please do so. It's an absolutely beautiful non-fussy succulent. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.